CertifID ID and Shield are both used to securely transmit information such as wire instructions from Patten Title to Patten Title securely, and we also use it to verify identifications of potential sellers and transactions. Agents would use it when we're trying to procure their wiring instructions in order to send them their commission funds after closing. Essentially, they would get a message through CertifID and they would fill out their wiring instructions through the secured platform, and then it would be sent to us so that we already have the verified wire instructions on hand. So we're not having to track them down post-closing, holding up their wire. We already have the information, it's already verified, and we can go ahead and just send out their wire to them. It's essentially increasing the speed at which we can verify this information. So it's taking an old system and an old process of having to manually get this information, and it's turning into a more electronic, faster process so that we can get parties their funds. Agents are going to notice right away that they're able to get their commissions a lot faster just because we already have their wiring instructions verified. If they're busy with another customer while we're trying to call and verify their wiring instructions, sometimes that can hold up or delay them receiving their commission wires. But if we already have it verified in our system, then we can go ahead and proceed without having to contact them. So we're not waiting on them for any reason. And anytime that we are exchanging pertinent information, anytime we're verifying the identities of a potential seller, anytime we're exchanging wiring instructions, whether it's sending the Patten Title wiring instructions to a lender at the beginning of a transaction, or whether we're trying to procure the wiring instructions from an agent or from a seller or from a third-party lender towards the end of the transaction. So anytime we're trying to trade important secured information. The one tip that I would give agents when using this tool is to be patient. With all of the emails and phone calls that they receive on a daily basis, sometimes the messages that they're receiving from us to request information, especially as it pertains to wiring instructions, it can just seem like one more thing that we're asking for them to do. But I assure them that it is for a very good reason, and it's to protect and hasten the process later on. I would say the most common mistake that agents have about these tools is that it's not necessary. And we have it actually built into our escrow process that we do have to have very stringent wire verifications for every outgoing wire that we send out. So it is absolutely necessary. Unfortunately, a wire will get stopped before leaving Patten Title's account if we have not gone through the proper verifications. So I would say that anytime they sense red flags, or if they're working with a potential seller that they have not spoken with directly, they can always reach out to us, to one of our escrow teams, and ask for us to do a quick seller identity verification if they're not sure if this is a legitimate seller. I mean, we live in a world right now where fraud is the biggest thing happening on real estate transactions that we have to look out for. And I think anytime we can take steps before we start working on a transaction to help prevent that, I think that it's very helpful. So it was actually on a refinance transaction that we were closing, and our escrow team received a payoff statement from a lender, from a payoff lender. And unfortunately, by the time it left the lender's inbox and was received in our inbox, it had been intercepted by a fraudster. So fortunately, we ran it through our Qualia Shield program. The wire instructions could not be verified, and so we were able to stop a fraudulent payoff from being sent out to a wrong account. So an agent will actually access the CertifID ID program more often than Qualia Shield. It's simply a request that we send on our end, and once they receive the request in their email or through their cell phone, then they can log in, fill out the information, and we'll receive it on our end, and it'll be secured.